Hello, everyone. Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. Now you do activity with your choice like dancing, crafting, drawing, reading, writing at your home, right? But I want to say something to you all. Please do study also as well with your other activities, and please be sincere and to do study perfectly. Okay, so now we start chapter 10, Organs of Government, lecture 2. In our first lecture of chapter 10, we will study about the three main organs of government: legislature, executive, and judiciary. Then unicameral legislature, bicameral legislature, then qualification for membership of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, quorum, Speaker of Lok Sabha, and casting vote. We have already studied about this topic in detail in first lecture. So I hope you all remember that important points. Today we are going to start the remaining points. Before we start lecture 2, some important points which were studied in lecture 1, I want to say you. Lok Sabha. So total members of Lok Sabha are 545. Out of that, 2 members selected from the Anglo-Indian community. Then if you want to member of Lok Sabha, so for that you require a qualification like 25 years of age or more. Then he or she must be a citizen of India. Then he should not be an employee of the central or state government. Same as for the Rajya Sabha. But in Rajya Sabha, age limit is 30 years or more. Then 250 total members of Rajya Sabha. 238 members are elected and rest 12 members are nominated by the President of India. Or minimum quorum for the Lok Sabha means a minimum number of members present in Lok Sabha 1/10, and Rajya Sabha also has a 1/10 of total members. Then Speaker of Lok Sabha, then casting vote. First Chairman of Rajya Sabha was Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, and first Speaker of Lok Sabha Shri Ganesh Vasudev Maulankar. Now we are discuss about the today's topic. Lecture 2. Today's topic: first, when can a bill become an act? Second, legislature at the state level. A. Legislative Assembly and Legislative Council. Then qualification for the membership of the state legislative. Then time period for that, and then we studied the second organ of government, executive. First we studied legislature and second one is executive. In this topic we will study today qualification of and functions and power of president, vice president, and prime minister. Please students, you please verify because here in this sheet little printing mistake, qualification and function and power of president, vice president, and prime minister, not a prime president. Please, you clarify this because here it is a little typing mistake. So, okay, here prime minister and above qualification and function. Okay. Now we start the detail this topic. First topic is that when can a bill become an act? So proposal is called a bill, right? Proposal is called a bill. The parliament does the important work of augmenting the old law, framing new law and nullifying obsolete laws. Any of the bill, either ordinary bill, money bill or bill to amend constitution can become an act by passing through the following process. But which process we study? Any bill can be presented in either house of parliament, or Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. The two houses of the parliament regarding any bill, the president can call a joint sitting for both the house, and then proceeding of both the house of parliament in joint sitting is chaired by the speaker, wherein bill can be passed by majority. Then bill become an act if it is passed by the majority of the member of both the house, and it is also compulsory that it is signed by the president. Then only it can be become an act. First, procedure of an act from bill, ordinary bill, non-financial. The procedure of presenting a bill in the House of Parliament by minister is called first reading of the bill, where in the title, objectives and the reason of bill are described. First reading of bill. When procedure of presenting a bill in the House of Parliament by minister, then it is called first reading. And in first reading, title, objective and reason of bill are described. Before presenting the bill, State Legislature Assembly, recommendation of the Chairman of the House, and before presenting any bill in the central recommendation, the President is required. In the first reading of the bill, the general information of the bill is discussed upon. In a first reading of bill, normal discussion and general information about the bill discuss. Then objective must be with the reason and voting is done, even if necessary. Section wise discussion is done for every point. Objective, repercussion are examined. Then amendments, that means change, are done in it on the basis of public, groups, association, institution or opinion of the opposition party. Voting is carried out on that. Please underline basis of public, group, association, institution or opinion of the opposition party. Normally, most of the bill can discuss in detail in meeting, but sometimes due to the workload of the house, bill cannot discuss in detail. Then it is handed over to the committee comprises to subject expert and members having a special knowledge to examine the bill. Then, keeping in view the public opinion, they undergo necessary discussion and suggest the required changes therein, and then amendment can be made. The report of the committee is submitted to the House. Then bill is sent for the third reading. The third reading is only a formal. In first reading, objective, title, etc. can be discussed. Then second time, if not the bill cannot be discussed in detail due to some workload. So therefore it is handed over to the committee and discussion and suggest required changes. Then bill is sent for the third reading, and in third reading is a formal. After presenting the logic in terms of acceptance or rejection of the changes in bill, voting is carried out. If it is gained majority, then bill is declared pass, and if it is not gained majority, then bill is not declared pass. The pass bill is signed by the chairman of the first house, then it is sent to the second house. Then bill goes through the same process in the second house. If bill pass in the second house with its necessary amendments, it is sent to the president's signature, and after receiving president assent, the bill become an act. C. First, bill sent to the first house, then signed by the chairman of the first house, then it is sent to the second house. If you want to make a chart, so please draw the chart as I speak, as I told you. First, you write a bill is sent for the third reading, then arrow, then signed by the chairman of the first house, then arrow, then sent to the second house, then through the same process in the goes through the same process in the second house, then necessary amendments, and then it is sent to the president. So you can make a chart like this: first point, then arrow, second point, then arrow. So you can easily remember this procedure. It is after the bill went in the second house, bill sent to the president's signature. After receiving the president consent, the bill become an act. But if the bill is not passed in the second house of parliament, it is again sent to the first house, because in second house bill is not passed due to some reasons. So if then it is sent to the first house, and if the second house keep the bill for more than 6 months, then it is assumed that the bill is rejected. If second house of parliament cannot pass the bill and keep the bill for the more than 6 months, then it is assumed that the bill is rejected. If both the house disagree or have a dispute over a bill, a joint session of both the houses is summoned. In the joint session of parliament, the dispute are tried to be resolved through gaining majority. If both the houses are not agree with the bill and any of the dispute over a bill have created, then joint session of both the house is summoned, and in that meeting or committees gaining majority and resolve the dispute. When bill is sent for a president's signature, there are 3 options with the president. First option is that A. He or she sign the bill, thereby approving it, or he keep the bill with him, or he sent the bill back to the parliament for reconsideration. First he signed the bill, second he kept the bill, or third he sent the bill back to the parliament for reconsideration. 3 options have a precedent. The bill become an act is published in government gazette, then there is an enforcement from the date given therein. Means it is implemented from the date given in therein. Then point number B, when any bill to amend the constitution is presented in any of the house of parliament, it has to be passed by the majority number of members, that house and by two-thirds of the member present and voting. Option A था total procedure, full procedure of bill becoming act. Option B, when any bill to amend the constitution, then it is presented in any of the house, it has to pass by the majority numbers of member. If a bill pertain to any matter related to central or state, it requires permission more than half legislative assembly of the state. If total is 50, then 25% give a permission. I mean to say more than half the legislative assembly of the state. This bill also goes through the same process as the ordinance. Then option C, point number C. Procedure subject to money bill. Whether the bill is money bill or not is decided by the Speaker of Lok Sabha. If bill is a money bill and it is not decided by the Speaker of Lok Sabha, a bill containing the recommendation of the budget or financial matter is called money bill. Meaning of money bill and definition of so here we talk about the money bill. What is money bill? When a bill is not decided by the Speaker of Lok Sabha and bill containing the recommendation of the budget of financial matter, then it is called money bill. The budget of the center is presented around the 28th February in Lok Sabha, mostly by the Finance Minister. On 28th February by the Finance Minister. All the money bill are first presented at Lok Sabha, which pass through the following process. Point number 1. Preliminary discussion is carried out on the money bill. Point number 2. Expense mentioned in the budget are discussed. Then, Finance Minister present all the numerical detail. Then all the ministers like agriculture, science, defense, trade, business, etc. put forth the demand in front of Lok Sabha, and then voting is carried out of get permission of demand. Then fourth is the source of income and tax are separately presented in the budget. First point, preliminary discussion. Second, expense mentioned in the budget. Third, different types of department. Fourth, their demand and in front of Lok Sabha, and then voting is carried out, and the fourth one is the source of income and tax are separately presented in the budget. Both are to be separately approved. And the last one is the bill approved in the Lok Sabha. Passed by the Rajya Sabha. In ordinary bill, if Rajya Sabha is not returned to the Lok Sabha bill, then bill is considered as a rejected. And if it is money bill is not returned in 14 days by Rajya Sabha, then bill is considered as a passed by the Rajya Sabha. This is different between ordinary bill and money bill. Ordinary bill is not returned within 6 months by Rajya Sabha, then it is considered as rejected. And if money bill is not returned within 14 days, then it is considered to have been passed by the Rajya Sabha. If the Lok Sabha accepts the recommendation of Rajya Sabha, the bill is considered to have been passed by both the House of Parliament. But if Lok Sabha rejects the recommendation of Rajya Sabha, then bill is again passed in Lok Sabha and money bill is deemed to have been passed by both the House of Parliament. Since the matter of money bill is Rajya Sabha has limited power. After the money bill is passed by both the House of Parliament, it is sent to the President for his assent, and the President has to sign the money bill. If the budget is not passed in the House, then the government has to resign. Apart from these, in both the House of Parliament, the social, economical, political, defense, foreign matter are discussed. Please underline this point. The Lok Sabha monitor and control the working of executive, cabinet of ministry and bureaucrats. It is the work of elected member to see that the fund of public are utilized properly, and Lok Sabha has directly control over the use of public fund. Without the consent of the House of Parliament, no new tax can be levied or any improvement in existing tax can be done. That means without any consent of the House, no one change in tax rate means it cannot the improvement in existing tax and no new tax can be levied. The houses of the parliament are called as the custodian of the public fund as it is control the functioning of the executive. Executive. Besides this, the parliament has the power to remove president, vice president, chief justice of Supreme Court as well as High Court, chief election commission, auditor general or attorney general under the charge of proven misbehavior or inefficiency or violation of the constitution through the process of impeachment. Means parliament has the right or power to remove the president, vice president, etc. But only and only when if it is charge of prove that the misbehavior or inefficiency or violation of the constitution. Here we complete full process when bill become an act. 3 points we discussed here, right? Second last paragraph here, from the bill approved in Lok Sabha to Rajya Sabha's limited power. This paragraph is important because in this paragraph important top points are covered, like 14 days by Rajya Sabha bill is considered as a pass, then Lok Sabha reject the recommendation of Rajya Sabha and bill is again to pass in Lok Sabha. In short, full paragraph is important, then this 4 point is also important, which is the process in Lok Sabha for the money bill presented in Lok Sabha. Now we are going to start next topic, legislature at the state level. First one is legislative assembly and the second one is legislative council. Each state has a legislature and it is called legislative assembly. Legislative assembly is the lower house and legislative council. Second point. The other house of the legislature is called legislative council. Lower house is legislative assembly and other house of legislature is called legislative council. Bihar, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, etc. states have two houses. There are legislative council is the upper house and legislative assembly is the lower house. Gujarat does not have a legislative council. Gujarat has only a legislative assembly. Various states have different numbers of members of legislative assembly. As per the provision in constitution, minimum number is 16 and maximum number is 500 in legislative assembly. The Gujarat have a legislative member of legislative assembly is presently 182. As per the Constitution's provision, minimum number of member in Legislative Assembly is 60 and maximum is 500. And recently in our Gujarat, the minimum number of member of Legislative Assembly is total 182. Which qualification required for the membership of the state legislature? If any person want to be a member in a state legislature, then he or she require this type of qualification. Any person who is a citizen of India and 25 years or more and is not a state of unsound mind, insolvent or criminal, then contests the election of Legislative Assembly. In short, he or she should be a citizen of India, age 25 years or more. He or she is not a unsound mind or insolvent or criminal. Then time period, the Legislative Assembly is not a permanent house. Its a time period is of 5 years. After the given period, the Legislative Assembly is dissolved. In unusual situation wherein government cannot function as per the Constitution provision, or if government cannot be formed, then governor can send a recommendation to the President of India to dissolve the government. Normally, in 5 years, a legislative assembly is dissolved. But in some unusual situation, when government cannot function or cannot be formed, then governor can send a recommendation to the president for the dissolve the government. The president then dissolve the legislative assembly and impose president rule in that state. During that time period, the governor administer the state for the purpose of smooth functioning of the legislative assembly. Speaker and deputy speaker are elected by the members from among themselves. The member of legislative council are elected from among institution of local self government. Eligible as a member of legislative council, the candidate should be 30 years or more. Please remember the numerical information in this chapter. In Lok Sabha 25 or more, Rajya Sabha 30 or more. Now for the Legislative Council, candidate should be 30 or more. And when Legislative Assembly, membership of Legislative Assembly, so for that age limit is 25 or more age. So please remember perfectly. Okay, then the Legislative Council is a permanent house. Legislative Council is a permanent house. Like Rajya Sabha, each of its member get elected for the term of 6 years. Two-third member retire every 2 years. As we all know that because we studied in Rajya Sabha topic. Then a state to decide whether to keep a legislative council or not. Gujarat does not have legislative council. And Lok Sabha, the legislative assembly, has more power. Ordinary as well as money bill can presented in it, and after the bill passed through various steps, sent to the governor for his assent. And after the governor signed the bill, it becomes an act. Now we complete here the full topic, means of first organ of government, legislature. We studied first organ of government, legislature, complete. Lecture 1 and lecture 2. From the next lecture, lecture number 3, we start the second organ of government, executive. Second organ is executive. We will start in next lecture. Okay, goodbye everyone.